Hey guys, I'm Sam. I'll be 17 in July, and I have POTS. It all started back in January when I first, really didn't feel well, and it actually started with this weird thing with my arm, which doctors never figured it out. And then I went to countless doctors, and it really started when I passed out in school at lunch. I was really tired and nauseous, and I was just sitting at the lunch table, and I put my head down because I didn't feel well, and then the bell rang, and I was passed out, I guess. So they called an ambulance, and it was pretty crazy. I don't really remember a lot of it, but I was in the hospital that day, and they couldn't figure it out, and they're like, okay, maybe you're just dehydrated. So they gave me fluids and sent me home. Then in the preceding weeks that followed, I just went around to different doctors and they couldn't figure anything out. They sent me for a bunch of different tests because they thought at one point they thought I had cancer, and so they took CAT scans of my whole body and bone scans and all this crazy stuff, thinking I had things that I didn't have, and they just kept coming out with no answers. Then finally my dad and I were searching online, and I've been out of school already for probably a month and a half, and I didn't have anyone coming to my house to help me. I was just out sick on absent leave, and my dad and I finally figured out that we thought that I had this thing called POTS, and so that weekend was Easter weekend, and that whole weekend I was really sick in bed and everything, and I couldn't sit up or stand up without passing out. So I went to the emergency room that night too, and oh gosh, they just said, we can't figure it out. But the next day, I went in for my tilt table test. Now my tilt table test was really bad. When I first stood up, they stood me up, and my heart rate immediately jumped from 90 to 130, and it kept climbing to 150, and they finally put me down when my heart rate went to 198 beats per minute. And I didn't pass out though. My blood pressure was pretty much the same. It went up a little bit, then had a drop here or there, but nothing substantial. And then that's where they diagnosed me with autonomic dysfunction. Then they sent me up to MUSC, which is the Medical University of South Carolina, and that's where I met my cardiologist who manages it, Dr. Saul, and he's really nice, and he put me on propranolol, which is a beta blocker, which really helps. I live down in South Carolina too, so it's only about 2 hours from me. And yeah, so my school situation now is I have a homebound teacher who comes to my house and teaches me and gives me my exams, and he teaches me calculus and physics. And I'm almost done with my junior year of high school. I just have to finish a few things, then I will be a senior. Very exciting. So hopefully I can finish it this year in the next coming weeks. I was on homebound for a total of 3.5 months since the beginning of February. So February to June, February, March, April, May, June. Oh, wow, 4 months. So it was about 4 months I was on homebound, and most of those days I was just in bed. I don't really remember a lot of when I was in bed, but yeah. So this week actually had been kind of like a little relapse. I was stuck in bed all week and since Tuesday, and then Thursday night I went to the emergency room and they pumped me full of fluids, and that helped immediately. Half back in, I was laughing, and it was like I was perfectly normal. And the doctor was baffled, and so now my family is looking and talking to my doctors about trying to include some IV therapy. in my treatment, and so we're working on that now for saline, but we're just starting that coming this Monday. My main symptoms are definitely tachycardia, and nausea. I have a lot of nausea and like stomach problems, brain fog. That's one of my biggest, and I'm kind of brain foggy right now, but that's okay. What else? What else? What else? Well, hopefully I'll be able to finish school and then be able to enjoy summer with my friends. I'm really excited to go on some college trips, road trips, and I really want to see Monsters University coming up. That'll be fun. Alright. What else? Oh, my main diagnoses are POTS, dysautonomia, chronic migraines, which I didn't really know I was having until I had to keep a journal log when they couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. And then soon I will be going to see a gastroenterologist, so I might have a new diagnosis there too. But yeah, so I'm doing okay. I'm trying to get that IV therapy going, school, and just being able to hang out and go swimming. I used to be really active before I got sick. They didn't really know what caused it, and they don't really know like what triggers my relapse attacks, kind of, but when my medicine's working, I feel pretty good, you know. I have to take it easy sometimes and make sure like I stretch a lot, and I try to swim too. That helps my body. I guess it's like the compression against your body to keep the blood flowing. But my headaches have gotten a lot better since I got on the medicine, but I take a lot of vitamins and stuff too. They put me on vitamin D and a multi, some fish oil, what else? Oh, salt tablets. I take salt tablets, and I drink lots of water. I've always been a fan of SpongeBob. He's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of my life right now, just trying to finish school. But I'm really excited to hopefully be joining the Teen Potsy production team, and hopefully I'll be able to hang with you guys and answer questions. And yeah, so thanks.